You want to buy a shooting tripod, but you're more likely to use yours to save your back or teach a child rather than shooting in the backwoods or in a match. In this video, we're looking at the brand new Sunwayfoto TL3240CS shooting tripod. As with most trends in the shooting industry, they start at the competition circles, then get adapted by military and law enforcement, and then eventually make it to the hunter and consumer levels. We saw this most recently with the pistol-mounted red dot sights and are now seeing it with shooting tripods. You can currently find tripods at every PRS, NRL hunter match, used by snipers and special forces in current geopolitical conflicts, and most likely at a range near you. The majority of the shooting tripods are currently built with ruggedness in mind and not necessarily features you would want or need if you're looking for normal range use. Enter this, the brand new TL3240CS by Sunwayfoto, a ready-to-go tripod for the vast majority of gun owners. Let's take a look at its features and why it just might be the perfect tripod for you. Over the past year, I've looked at tripods from Vortex, Athlon, and multiple tripods from Sunwayfoto. They're all quite durable and held up weight way above what they're supposed to. And I'm currently using one to hold the camera and record this video. So at the center of most of the shooting tripods is going to be their carbon fiber build. The TL3240CS is made from aluminum and carbon fiber, with the leg columns made from carbon fiber. This allows the tripod to be both stronger than regular aluminum leg tripods while also being significantly lighter. The TL3240CS features 4 section legs, which will let you get the tripod into a very manageable 21.7 inches folded and with a height of 61 inches at maximum extension. This means that you should be able to tall enough to use even if you are over 6 feet tall. And there we go. The legs also have 3 different angles which can be set: the standard 23 degrees, an intermediate 55 degrees, and the largest 85 degrees, which will get the tripod down to a height of just 4.7 inches, meaning you can even use it like a bipod for prone shooting. So whether you're shooting prone, kneeling, or standing, you can adjust the height by either adjusting the leg extensions or the angle of the legs. Speaking of adjusting the extensions, if this tripod looks familiar, that's because it should. This is essentially the same tripod as the T3240CS, which we looked at earlier. However, this has different locks. So the majority of the shooting tripods, including the T3240CS, are going to have collar locks. This makes the legs a bit more waterproof as the mechanism is internal with no threads exposed. This is critical for shooting in wet or dusty environments such as while hunting or at a match. Twist collars also have the advantage of being streamlined with nothing to catch and accidentally open them up at the wrong time, such as either carrying them during a match or carrying it through the woods. So the TL3240CS uses lever locks. Instead of twisting them open and closed, you simply flip the lever, adjust, and then you can lock it in place. This will allow you to very quickly deploy the tripod and make the height adjustments. So flip levers are also the ones preferred for camera and video tripods for the very same reason. The one downside to lever locks is that they do have exposed Components. Now, this means that in very bad weather environments, elements can get in and possibly bind. The other aspect to lever locks is that over time they do loosen up. On cheap tripods, that means you simply throw them away. On good tripods, such as this one, the lever locks are user serviceable, and the tripod does come with the appropriate Allen wrenches to make the adjustments. And what you would need to do is simply, show you on this side, you would tighten the screws down and you can also use it to set how much power you want in order to lock and unlock. So despite the disadvantages, the convenience of lever locks are very hard to ignore. So moving on down, the tripod comes with these nice rubber feet, and they are very easy to unscrew, and these are going to be perfect for concrete or other harder surfaces. If you need more traction and are shooting on soft ground, mud, or sand, the tripod also comes with stainless steel spike feet, which will quickly screw on and off as well. Do note that if you're using this tripod, or any other tripod for that matter, in muddy soil, sand, or gravel, make sure that you extend the bottom section instead of, let's say for example, leaving this on the bottom and then using this section. The reason why is because you want to keep this section, the locks, off of the ground, just basically to get them a little bit higher up. So moving on up, the tripod has an embedded 38mm ball head with a quick locking adjustment lever. So an embedded ball head is going to allow for lower center of gravity, thereby increasing the stability while giving you a wide range of adjustment. So with this ball head, you will have a maximum of 35-degree angle, which is going to be perfect for shooting up into the mountains or down into the valleys before you have to adjust the angle by moving the leg extensions up or down. So one thing to note is that the TL3240CS comes in two varieties. So the one I have here is going to be the 3240CS Q model, and this head will only accept ARCA rails and ARCA plates. The other model, which I do not have here, is the 3240CS-D, and the D head accepts both ARCA and it has a Picatinny rail inside, and that's not something that you often find in other brands of tripods. So if this is your first shooting tripod and you still have firearms, older firearms with Picatinny rails, I would highly recommend you get the 3240CS-D. So the advantage to the Q model that I have here is that there's a built-in bubble level into the head, and that's simply because there's a little bit more space for it. Now, another nice feature of this tripod is that you have multiple ways of attaching additional accessories on here. So on the tripod, we have 3 1/4-inch points, one on each leg, and furthermore, we have 2 3/8-inch screw holes here built right into the base. These mounting points will allow you to use magic arms to hold other accessories. So this could be cameras, rangefinders, or spotting scopes. Now the tripod itself weighs 4 pounds and it has a load capacity of 16 kilograms or 35 pounds, making it suitable for even the heavier competition guns. Do note that T3240CS has a load capacity of 25 kilograms or 55 pounds. And I suspect that is simply because the collar locks are going to be a little bit stronger than the twist locks. So is the TL3240CS the right tripod for you? This tripod is a perfect addition to the Sunwayfoto tripod lineup. The vast majority of shooting tripods out today are purpose-built and generally overbuilt for the majority of range shooting. Those rugged features also took away some of the convenience features. The TL3240CS is the perfect tripod if you're a gun owner who's more likely to use it on concrete slab than on top of a mountain with fine gravel hitting your face with a 30-mile-an-hour headwind. So while it may not be as rugged or be rated for 55 pounds, the TL3240CS is much quicker to deploy and adjust thanks to the lever locking mechanism. Between the two TL3240CS models, while I have the Q model here, I would recommend going with the 3240CSD model, especially if you still have firearms with Picatinny rails. A few accessories I would recommend. First, the Sunwayfoto stone bag. The stone bag, I don't have it here, but it's going to attach between the tripod legs, and that's going to allow you to add weight, further lowering the center of gravity. With heavier recoiling rifles, this is also going to provide a bit more stability. If you're not adding stones, however, it's just fine for holding ammo, phones, USB power banks, and more. So what if you want to shoot off of a tripod but you don't have firearms with an Arca rail? If the firearm has M-lock slots, you can add an Arca rail, such as this one, to that firearm. So what it'll do is you have various, it does come in various sizes. This is the longer one, 240 millimeters, and I have this, and I'll include it in a picture up here. I have it attached on my 6.5 Grendel Ruger American Elite Gucci'd out. They're also available in smaller sizes if you just have a smaller section. Let's say, for example, I'm thinking of the Ruger Hawkeye long-range target, which just has a 3 M-lock section. These are available in various sizes depending on how many M-lock slots your rail has. And this is going to let you just mount the firearm directly to the head. Now, if your firearms don't have M-lock, I highly recommend adding the SM76 clamp, which will provide a nice staple base and clamp onto any other firearms without an Arca rail. With its lever locks, this tripod is also going to be great to use with spotting scopes, or potentially save you some money by not having to purchase another spotting scope. So Sunwayfoto, they just released these. So what you have here, these are rail sections that have an Arca rail on the bottom and a Picatinny rail on top. This will let you use the rifle scope with some rings and be able to use it as a spotting scope. You can also mount something like a prismatic sight for the same purpose. Another accessory that's going to be worth considering are tripod leg warmers. These go over the top of the top section, and they're going to make the legs a bit nicer to grip and to hold. First, we're going to add a bit more material for a little bit larger grip, and more importantly, we're going to keep the legs from getting super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter. So while this is going to be less of an issue with carbon fiber, these do help. So details on where to find these is going to be in the description. So that is the brand new Sunwayfoto TL3240CS shooting tripod and what you need to know. As always, thank you for watching, keep on squatting, and I'll see you in another shooting tripod video linked up here.